Alrighty! What's up, everybody? It is I, your travel god of extreme, Peter Joseph here, for a Saturday afternoon video, right here on the main channel, Killer of Demons 669. And as always, make sure you like the video, hit the subscribe button down there, you know where it is, in the description box below, otherwise known as my pants, and subscribe to my other channels as well. Show your love and support for the channels. Leave a comment on the video if you like, but all these stupid comments, because I know you do, and you're just going to get blocked and taken to the Shadow Realm, beaten severely, and then Ozzy and Satan will eat your soul. And if you don't like me saying that, fuck you. That's all I gotta say about that. So, you want these stupid comments, go to your dead channel, and go on somebody else's channel and do that shit. But you ain't gonna do it on mine, and if you don't like it, too bad. Oh, Peter, you can't take creative criticism. Well, I'm not gonna care about your boring comments that just just insult me and then make fun of me. I care less. So, don't do it on my channel. So, if you're not gonna leave me a comment about the topic at hand, then don't bother. And if I get 1 comment, 2 comments, 3 comments, I don't give a shit. You're still watching, you're still downloading, and I don't care. So, but thanks for watching anyway, assholes! Let me move on. Alright, so leave a comment on the video if you like, but like I said, if you don't like it, you get sent to the Shadow Realm, and Ozzy and Satan will eat your fucking soul. That's that. Follow me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and don't forget to tap and slap that bell, turn on all notifications so you don't miss the next one, because if you miss anything, well, pretty much you're SOL. You know what that means, and if you don't know what it means, well, too bad. And don't forget to share the video all over the internet. And if you're brand new here, well, welcome to the party, pal. We hope you enjoy the ride. Sit back, relax, grab that nice, tasty, cold one. This is just Pepsi, as we always do. Because I love Pepsi. I mean, I drink Coke every once in a while. I drink Sprite, ginger ale. Have a little bit of a Gatorade and stuff like that. Water, whatever I feel like drinking. My main drink is Pepsi. So I can have a Jack and Pepsi. I can have Henny and Pepsi when I go out. Because I'm a social drinker. I'm not an alcoholic like some people I know. But it is what it is. I do drink, but I don't drink like every fucking video or anything like that. I drink at parties or when I go out to concerts. Sometimes, not all concerts, but some concerts, because I'm gonna work. So, blah 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 blah. But you want to call me an alcoholic? I'm not. So kiss my ass. And that's that. All right, so grab your tasty cold one, put your feet up, and enjoy the show. If you like it, great. Well, fuck you. Get out of here, go watch somebody else. But you're gonna watch me because you got nothing else. You got nothing else to watch besides me, right? And other people that you think you can make fun of. But you're not. You're just acting like complete idiots. And when we tell the truth, you cry like little bitches. So, it is what it is. And that's that. Without us, you're nothing. Pretty much. So, but I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing and not give 2 fucks. That's that. Alright, hope everybody had a great day and, 2 days after Christmas weekend, the final weekend of 2025. We are 4 days away from New Year's Eve and the eventual drop of that sphere, ball, whatever you want to call it. So, 4 days, 7 hours and 45 minutes from now, 44 minutes from now, we drop in that goddamn ball, and I hope it gets stuck, but it never will, but imagine if it ever did. That would be hilarious if the ball got stuck somehow. What do we do? It'd still be 2026, but the ball be like halfway down. Well, I need an oil can, Somebody get an oil can! Or just chop that fucking pole down. I don't know. But anyway. But yeah, 4 days away from the end of the year, and then we'll start fresh on Thursday with 2026. And we'll see how 2026 goes. That's that. Alright, digging out here in the Northeast. We could have got a lot more snow, but thankfully, my neck of the woods got about 4 inches of snow. Well, actually, New York City got 4.3. My neck of the woods got just about 3 inches of snow, so kind of dodged a bullet, thankfully. So I didn't have to, hurt my back even more, shoving all that snow today. And it only took me like 10 minutes. Because I only did my stoop, and I did around my path, pretty much made a path. My neighbors did like half the work for me, so. Because they're good people. And that's pretty much it. So. But yeah, now the melting is kind of, sort of going on. I'm going to get some warm weather tomorrow. We're going to get an ice, then a rainstorm tomorrow and the Monday. 52 degrees, and then down the drain. Down the drain it goes, and then by the beginning of 2026, it's going to be cold as balls. And then another maybe mixed storm after the new year. It's winter, you know how it is. Pretty much New York is due for some snow. We haven't had snow in like 5 years. And yesterday was like the biggest storm we got in 4 years. So, I'm happy with, the warm winters and not much snow in the last couple years. But now pretty much year 5, mother's like, alright, I'm not fucking around now. I'm gonna send 6,000 blizzards to New York. Fuck you, bitch. Stupid Mother Nature. Ugh. I wish I live in a state or pretty much I'd rather live in a state where it doesn't rain so much and, you don't have to worry about shit. Well, that's not everywhere you can live. California has mudslides, earthquakes. Depending on where you live, you live LA or San Diego, it's always sunny most of the time. But if you live in Northern California, in the mountains, you get snow, and you get a lot of rain in the northern parts of California. Then if you live in Florida, you have to worry about hurricanes. If you live in, like, Miami, it's pretty much hot all year round. It doesn't get that cold. But you gotta worry about rain. You gotta worry about hurricanes in the summertime, tornadoes, and shit like that. So you can't win wherever you go. Same thing if you went to Japan. Gotta worry about typhoons, super typhoons, and just craziness. But it's a great place to live, but like Singapore and Thailand and Philippines, any Far East country. One of my best friends moved from the United States all the way to fucking the Philippines. Like, why? He wanted to move because his wife is Filipino, so it is what it is. Rosa's, like, half Mexican, so I could move to Mexico if I wanted to, but I'm not gonna go there. I could go there for Lucha Libre to the Mundo, Televisión Excelente, de Studio, bye-bye. All that other good stuff, hang out with the luchadores and Galitones, yay! Peter's playing with his dolls again. No. Sir, you're needed on the bridge. Knock next time! Knock! Did you see anything? No, sir. I didn't see you play with the dolls again. Good! Spaceballs, the greatest movie ever. Well, one of the greatest movies in the 80s. But it is what it is. When there's certain things, if you don't like me saying it, fuck you. Deal with it, bitch. That's that. Alright, so hope everybody had a great Christmas and, just rolling through the end of the year. That's that. A couple more videos, and I'm going to take a mini 2-day break and then get ready for New Year's Day when I come back. That's pretty much it. So probably after Monday or Tuesday, I'll be pretty much incommunicado. I just want to take a little mini break. Take a day off or two, because I need one. Can't be on YouTube all the time. But it is what it is. Because I got a life, it's like certain people I know. But I digress. Alright, after 10 minutes of spiel, which you clipped and I don't give a fuck. Because that's all you're gonna get, you know. That's that. Alright, after that, ladies and gentlemen, we got AEW World's End tonight in a couple hours from Chicago, Illinois. Got a great card, 9 matches. Well, actually now it's 13, I heard. Because you know how Tony Khan loves to add matches at the last minute that don't make sense. I mean, we got the Sisters of Sin, Julia Hart, my girl Julia Hart, and Sky Blue taking on Hyena the Huntress and Maya World on a pre-show. Which could have been on Collision. And then, I don't know what they added. I haven't looked at the final card yet, but I'll be doing that a little bit on episode 98 of the Shadow Slayer 2.0 series. That's coming up later. And then we're going to watch World's End, and we do the review tomorrow. And that's it. That's probably good. My only video tomorrow besides the 49ers! Hopefully getting that #1 seed tomorrow night on NBC. We'll see what happens with that. Alright, we got World's End coming later. We'll talk about the predictions in a little bit. But right now, everything I'm saying now is happening right now. What happened to then? You ugly, disgusting, drunk bitch. You missed it. And if you like me saying that line, fuck you. Because I love Spaceballs. One of the greatest 80s movies ever next to Back to the Future, which I know almost every line. The first movie I do. Second movie, not so much. Third movie, I just don't like that movie at all. Why don't you make like a tree and get out of here? It's leave! Make like a tree and leave! You sound so stupid when you say that! I'm George McFly. I'm your density. I mean, your destiny. Oh. Hey, McFly! That's 3. McFly! Oh, konnichiwa-san! Eat my fox! Alright, enough about the 80s, the greatest decade ever. You don't like the 80s, fuck you. Good movies, great music. Not this band came out in 2006, so. New album coming out next year, oh, you're gonna love it. Gonna make your ears and eyes bleed. Then your brain explodes. But your kids are gonna love it. Anyway, on this Saturday afternoon, after I go completely berserk, it is time for your late and out-of-date TNA, Impact Wrestling, and Ring of Honor reviews. Well, for TNA, on the Christmas show, December the 25th, 2025, and for Ring of Honor, the Boxing Day Brawl from last night, December the 26th, 2025. Alright, so TNA and Ring of Honor celebrating pretty much Christmas and the UK version of Christmas. Because I think the Ring of Honor show was in the UK when they were taping Global Wars. Which is a pretty good show last week. Well, we got that. But anyway, TNA really was one actual match, which was taped way in advance, and then they had pretty much a recap show. So I'm going to go to some of it, not all of it, but whatever. Alright, so most of the show was emanating from the El Paso County Coliseum in El Paso, Texas. That's Eddie Guerrero's hometown. What's up, Eddie? Hey, how you doing, S.A.? How you doing, Mr. Joseph? You doing good? I'm doing good, Eddie. You doing good? Good. I gotta go celebrate soon. Joni's birthday's today. Oh, that's right. China's birthday's today. She would have been 57 if she was alive today, right, Joni? Yeah. Happy birthday, Joni. You and Eddie gonna have fun tonight? You gonna go salsa dancing? What are you gonna do? Oh, that. Well, besides that, you just be careful, Eddie. Well, I'm always careful. Don't worry about it. I'm going to take my mamacita out to a nice restaurant And then we gonna dancey, and then we dancing. Never mind. Yeah, never mind. Never mind, this is a PG-13 type show. Even though it's a little bit rated R, X, whatever. But, that's that. You know? We move on with that, but yeah. China's birthday's today. Mina Shirakawa, my fourth amazingly hot Asian wife. Mina! Her birthday was yesterday. I forgot how old she is. 30-something. But she looks good for whatever age she is. Good lord. And yeah, she retweeted me. I love it. Also, today's birthday is, Yuka Sakasaki! That's, Takeshita's hot wife, by the way. Or as we call her, Yuna from Final Fantasy X and X2. So, happy birthday to Yuna from Final Fantasy. Or Yuka, whatever. And if it's your birthday today, well, happy birthday to you. Hope you have a good birthday. And that's, pretty much it. Got a lot of good birthdays coming up in the next couple of days. And then we start the year off again. So, get your birthday, then you revolve around the sun, and then you do it again. And again, and again, and again. So, right now, we're on the countdown to level 50. Ugh. I don't even feel 50. I don't even feel 49. I feel like... I kind of do feel it with my body, but, you know, I don't look 49. You're looking at me right now like, how old is this guy? People say I look 31. But I look a sexy 31. Thank you. Alright. So our commentary team on Impact Wrestling is Tom Phillips and Aiden English, otherwise known as Matthew Waywalt. And this episode is hosted by Tom Phillips. Alright, it's Christmas night, it's Christmas time in Hollis, Queens. Mom cooking up them collard greens, you know. Great song. You know, see, I do listen to some rap, old school rap. Not the semi-new school rap, you know. Not that mumble crap like Kendrick Lamar and Drake and whatever. Like, it makes me want to vomit. I listen to OG rap like LL Cool J, Run DMC, Nas, Jay-Z, 50 Cent, Eminem, Dr. Dre, Snoop Doggy Dogg, Tupac, even Ja Rule, Jay-Z, who else can I think of? Notorious B.I.G. and yeah, even that schmuck P. Diddy. Not his solo work, but mainly it was just Biggie and then freaking P. Diddy just dancing around all up in the videos. I'm on the death row! No. So we got that, Tupac, Ice Cube, NWA. Straight out of Compton, motherfucking name Ice Cube! Stuff like that, you know. That's real rap, not this garbage, boring, blah, 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 what are you saying? I can't understand it. I'm gonna strike a chord and say, minor. Ugh. Makes me want to vomit, that stupid song. It's not even about that. It's a diss track to Drake. So, I can't stand that song, I can't stand his music. And anybody else, you know, anthem like Ren and F and stuff like that. I just can't. I'll listen to a little Wayne here and there, but, you know, it's not my cup of tea. You know, I love 2 Chainz. 2 Chainz just amazing. You know, DMX, I mean, the legendary DMX. What you really want? You know, stuff like that. But, you know, I diversify. I'm not just a metal guy. I listen to the 80s, I listen to some 90s metal, 90s pop here and there, freestyle, pop, you know, like, NSYNC, New Kids on the Block, yeah. Justin Timberlake, Selena, Shakira, Madonna, I mean, who didn't? Michael Jackson, people like that in the pop world, Lady Gaga. And yeah, I love Lady Gaga, so what? Oh, she She makes music for gay people. Duh. But other people actually like her music, and she caters to all types of people, whether it be gay, straight, trans, pansexual, asexual, whatever you are. That's what music does. That's what music is. So, I don't like Lady Gaga just because she's bisexual. I like her music. She looks good too. So, and I got a lot of Lady Gaga CDs. A lot. I got her new stuff. I got her, from when she first started. The Fame Monster remix album. Great stuff. Justin Timberlake. Great, amazing. Demi Lovato. Ariana Grande. Because that's actual real music. Not some schmuck from England, Or Canada, not so much Canada, but, At least the only good things that came out of Canada was Nickelback and Bryan Adams. And Mike Myers. And the late great Owen Hart. And, Bret Hart and shit. Not Chris Benoit, fuck him. But I digress on that. But, I diversify with the music I like. And if you don't like it, too bad. And if you listen to it, great for you! But you still don't know nothing about the bands like I do. Because that's my job. But it is what it is. Alright, let's get into wrestling. Let's not talk about music. Let's do it on my Metal Guy channel. Alright, so, like I said, this was basically a clip show plus one match, a 10-man tag team match, 10-person tag team match. And I think some awards too, so we get that. Alright, so we start off with the opening sequence, and then Tom Phillips welcomes to the show. And then we have the lovely Gia Miller, oh my, or now Gia Claus, introduces the show's main event, which will be a 10-person Christmas surprise tag team match. Two captains who will open packages to determine their teammates. Kind of reminds me of Lethal Lottery from WCW days. And a little bit of TNA, but... So, you could be the captain and you could have one of your enemies on your team. Fuck! We got that. Alright, then we got the Hardy Boys. We got Broken Matt Hardy! Yes! Wonderful! Delete! And Jeff Hardy, dude! They are the tag team of the year. Well, there's not a surprise in TNA. Not overall this year. I would say they are overall, too. The Bucks had great matches, too, but still. I think overall this year, the Hardy Boys were tag team of the year. But, we get that. Alright, speaking of the Hardys, we go to Slammiversary back in July in not New York City, but in Long Island, New York. So we get to the Hardys versus the Rascals. That's Trey Miguel and Zachary Wentz before, Actually, take that back. It was Myron Reed and I think Zachary Wentz, because I think Trey Miguel was injured around that time. And the other guy, Wes Lee, or Desmond Xavier, was not even there. He was in NXT. So they take on First Class, AJ Francis, and Casey Navarro before he got hurt with his leg. Still hasn't come back yet. And the actual champions at that time, the Nemeth brothers. We had Ryan Nemeth and my big brother, who parks Issa's car perfectly. That's Dolph Ziggler, otherwise known as Nick Nemeth. Now, if you haven't seen this match, I don't know where you've been, but this match was epic. They used tables, ladders, chairs, oh my. But in the end, the Hardy Boys get the win. And they won the tag team titles. They've held it ever since. I think they did. I might have to look back on that. I think they did lose it back to the Nemeths. We then lost it back to the Hardys, and now the Hardys are still your TNA tag team champions. They were NXT tag team champions for like a cup of coffee, and then lost to those idiots, Deuces and Jokers, otherwise known as Dark State. That was dumb. That was dumb to win the titles and then lose it back to the same people that won it. Figure that one out. So yeah, we had the that ever popular spot where the ladder broke. Two bridge ladders that didn't break. Jeff goes up top, does it again. Another swanton bomb from another ladder. So pretty much the ladders were gone, and then Jeff grabs a remote control. We have like a helicopter ladder come down from the ceiling, of course, and Jeff just goes up there. And then Aniwa's trying to go up with him. They crash and burn. And then, pretty much twist the face of both guys. And then Jeff climbs up again, gets the titles, and they get the win. An epic match. If you missed it, you missed it. So, but that's that. Alright, then we see the Hardys are very happy with their win. Let me move on. Alright, then we got, this guy. Say his name and he appears. Below average Joe Hendry. He wins the crossover moment of the year for appearing at WrestleMania 41, getting his ass handed to him by Randy Orton in his monotonous voice! Which was kind of, good. Well, my copy says, awesome. Did you say my name again? No, Mike. Alright, don't you say my name all the time. No, sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. I keep forgetting, God damn it! It's okay, Mike. You just calm down. Okay? Calm down. You gonna watch the pay-per-view tonight? Yeah, Mike. I'll be at the bar with Jerome. You got nothing to do, Hey, go watch the pay-per-view. Why not? Just have fun. Just be safe. And if you see any ladies, show them why you're the fat chick thriller. And you're awesome. I know! The ladies love me. I don't understand why, but, they love me. Yeah, that's why the missus loves me, too, because I'm awesome like you. Oh, you have a great-looking wife there, Mr. Joseph. Watch it, Mike. Don't go there. I'm sorry. Alright, I gotta go. Jerome's calling me. Bye! Okay. Get out of here. Alright, so we got that. So, congrats to Joe Hendry, you piece of shit. Let me move on. Alright, then Mara Shade, otherwise known as Jakar Miss Jackson if you're nasty, picks her 4 partners where we don't know who they are. So we're gonna find out later. Alright, then we get the Elegance brand, Knockouts Tag Team of the Year, and Ash by Elegance, the Knockout of the Year. Well, she had a great year. I mean, had a great year, wins the TNA Knockouts title, holds it for a pretty long time, and then sadly had to relinquish the belt due to retirement. Or some type of injury that we don't even know what it was. I thought she got pregnant. That's why she left. But I think if you saw her I think it was a documentary, they had some type of video that she actually told us what happened. I think she has some disease, or I don't remember what it was, but very tear-jerking. So we get that, and then we get a look at Ash by Elegance winning the Knockouts title months ago. Which is from Sacrifice. Actually, not Sacrifice, sorry. I forgot what pay-per-view that was. But anyway, so we get that. So then we get to the second match on this little shindig show for the Knockouts Tag Team titles. Ash and Heather by Elegance with a personal concierge takes on Spitfire of my girl Danny Luna and Jody Threat before they broke up. Well, were forced to break up due to a match later on in the year. And it was a pretty good match. And they hit Spitfire hits the pressure drop on the personal concierge, George the Iceman. Jody Threat gets caught in a assisted top rope double stomp. And then Ash and Heather win the tag team belts at 9 minutes and 12 seconds. So, there you go. Good match. 2.5 out of 5 stars for that. Not that I've already seen it, but, it is what it is. Alright, so we get that. Alright, then Leon Slater wins X Division Star of the Year and finisher of the year. That Swanton 450 is amazing. It's not an Oba next week, not this next week, the following week on New Year's Evil, he becomes the youngest NXT champ in history. Shit. And then even Tom Phillips is not surprised by that. I mean, he won the belt at Bound for Glory. And then AJ Styles comes out, to praise him up the wazoo. And now he's doing some good shit. Him and Javon Evans had the match of the year in TNA. That was from Bound for Glory. I forgot when he won that belt. I think it was, Slammiversary he won that. Yeah, he won that Slammiversary. And then him and Javon Evans at Bound for Glory was amazing. Amazing. Then the stupidity at the end when Dark State came out and beat them up for no apparent reason. And then, Leon in that, in the Deadline Iron Survivor match. Now he gets a world title shot against Oba. Who, Femi? He's gonna win? Probably not. But Oba is going to SmackDown, most likely. They had a vignette for him on SmackDown, so just a matter of time before he goes to SmackDown. So I don't think he loses the belt to Leon. Of all people, Leon Slater. I really think he's going to lose to my cousin Tony D'Angelo at Vengeance Day in February. And then he'll be on the main roster after after Royal Rumble, because he's going to be in the Royal Rumble, most likely. Well, from what the new leaked card says, that he's going to enter at number 2, and Logan Paul's going to be at number 1, Shinsuke Nakamura at number 3, Roman wins wins the Royal Rumble, as he throws out Sami Zayn, and the women, Bianca Belair is going to throw out Liv Morgan, so Bianca could face Jade Cargill for the SmackDown Women's title at Mania, and on the women's side, on the Raw side, I don't know. Depends if Stephanie Vicor holds that belt till Mania. I'd love for her and Io to do it again, but a lot of rumors are saying that's going to be Io versus Asuka versus Katie! Triple threat match, so one of them is going to win. Asuka's going to, not Asuka. Well, Io's probably going to win that. I would mark out if Kairi won that. Because Kairi hasn't had a win at WrestleMania. Asuka's 0-7, I believe. She's going to go to 0-8. Oy. She's going to have an Undertaker-like losing streak. We need to get Asuka a win, at Mania sometime before she retires for good. Which could be soon, because she's like 40 years old, I think. She's had an amazing year, though, when she came back. Teamed up with Kairi and Io, and then turned on Io. Won the tag team belts again with Kairi, I think, for the 3rd or 4th time. Had some pretty good matches. That match, I think it was this week. No, it was this week. No, I think it was this week or last week with Mommy Rhea Ripley was pretty good. Beating Mommy Rhea Ripley clean. You think Asuka doesn't have it anymore? That's why my first wife's amazing. And Kairi's had a great run, too. Io had a great year. Winning the belt before Mania, retaining it at Mania, and then her and Mommy Rhea Ripley just had epic matches, especially the one at Evolution 2, which then saw Naomi, who had a great year, too. I think Naomi had one of the best returns of the year and shocking moment of the year for the women's side, besides AJ Lee coming back. The women kicked ass this year in WWE and NXT. Casey Jane winning the title, then winning it back. That was I didn't have that on my bingo card, but anyway, good stuff. Good stuff for the women. Good stuff for TNA too. For the the Knockouts division was great. Ash by Elegance. Now Xia Li is still the champ. I didn't think Xia Li would hold the belt that long, but she's gonna defend it. I assume she's gonna defend it against I don't know who. At Genesis coming up in a couple weeks. So TNA's still kicking ass. I mean, the partnership with NXT has been great. And even WWE partnering with Triple R, that has made Triple R notice. I mean, WWE has done, even if they didn't have a great year this year, with the partnership with Triple A, the partnership with TNA, they've elevated TNA to a level I thought that we'd never see. Minus when they were good with the Exhibition days from 2006 to 2000 and, when Hogan came in. I think it was 2010, 12, somewhere around there. Yeah, I think it was around 2010, 2012. That's when TNA started going down and almost crash landed thanks to Dixie Carter, honey, and Hogan and Bischoff. And if it wasn't for Billy Corgan saving Dixie Carter's company, TNA would have been history. It might have been bought out by Vince. It kind of did. The library got bought out, but not the promotion, per se. Now with the partnership, that's with TKO and, they didn't buy the entire promotion. I'm saying they partnered with it. Same thing with Triple R. But Triple R pay-per-views are so amazing. Worlds Collide 1, great. Worlds Collide 2, epic. Triple Mania, epic. The last pay-per-view we just had about a week or so ago, great. War of the Titans, or Titans de Gigante, whatever it was called. But, English terms, War of the Titans. Great pay-per-view. And who knows what's to come in 2026, especially for TNA and for Triple R. AEW kind of had a mediocre year. We'll see what happens tonight as they end the year with World's End. Ring of Honor, pay-per-view-wise, great. But TV show-wise, not many great matches. Not many. But we'll see what happens in 2026. If they even get a TV deal, which was rumored to be on Fox. I doubt that. Remember Shockwave? We were talking about Shockwave so much that it could be an AEW or Ring of Honor type show. Nope. That is a pipe dream right now. And who knows what's going to happen with AEW TV now that Paramount and Netflix are going back and forth with how much money they're going to have for shares and shit. Who's going to buy Netflix at this point? I don't know. But not Netflix, WBD. Warner Bros. Discovery, which owns AEW TV. So, but the AEW has a contract to 2028. They have the option for 27, I believe, or 28. So, they're going to be on TBS and TNT all through next year, possibly 2027, and then we'll see what happens by the end of 2027. So, we could be talking about AEW not being on TV pretty soon. Where'd they go? Don't know. Who would take them? The only channel I can think of is FX. Or they just go to HBO Max and just go streaming. And we won't see them on TV. I'm like, oh shit, we gotta get HBO Max for whatever amount it is, $9.99 a month or whatever it is. Yeah, I think everything's going to streaming pretty soon. Cable and satellite TV will pretty much cease to exist. Every channel is pretty much on stream now. Then they have other bonus streams. If you have Dish, I get the 24-hour Price is Right channel. I get 24 hours a day of Family Feud, Baywatch, The Osbournes. I have so many channels on my Rich Man's TV. I get it for free, and I get those for free. I gotta pay like almost almost $100 I'm paying for my package right now. So, not that package, but But I get good channels. I get a lot of good channels on it. Channels I never heard of before. I'm like, what is this? 24-hour fishing channel. I'm gonna watch that. Ugh. I don't even fish anyway. Fishing's not one of my hobbies. I went fishing once, caught one fish. That was way back in the day. It was a little bitty hoaxer dude. I think they even have, a 24-hour, gun channel or something like that. All about, shooting guns and shit. I don't know if that's actual channel. I mean, if it is, it's probably a hunting channel. That's one thing, the hunting channel. But not like, oh, we're gonna show you how to load a gun and shoot it, you know, or a paintball gun. I mean, that's kind of cool. There was a like a channel devoted to paintball. You know, that'd be cool. This is how you put the stuff in the gun. I actually have a paintball gun, but I don't use it much. I haven't gone anywhere. I haven't gone with my friends to play paintball in a long time. It's been like 5-6 years now. But I have a paintball gun, and I have a shotgun paintball gun, which is I rarely use too. It's locked up in my attic right now. I can't even go get it, and I'm not gonna show it to you. So fuck you. That's that. All right. The sun's gone down. It's getting dark soon. All right, back to wrestling. Leon Slater, the X Division Star of the Year, finish of the year. So we get that. He's very excited. Appreciates getting the award. And then we see, from Slammiversary, Leon Slater win the X Division title from Moose, who had a pretty good run with the title as well. He's going to be taking on Old Ego Ethan Page this Tuesday night on NXT for the NXT year-end awards for the Canadian national title. Not that he's going to win it probably, but you never know. But yeah, Leon Slater won the title with back-to-back Swanton 450s. Wins the title, has held it for pretty much almost 6 months now. Has some good matches too. I thought that him and Javon should have been for the X Division title. Not just one-on-one. But that match was epic except for the fucking ending. And I went to time limit. I think they were going to go to sudden death. It was going to end in a draw, which would have kind of sucked too, but the stupid DQ finish pissed me off. Well, I mean, not DQ. No contest because of Dark State. I hope they run it back at Genesis. I really do. I know Javon's going to the main roster and probably going to Raw. But, I mean, we got to see him and Leon one more time. You know, for the X Division title, if Javon gets it, great, but probably not because he's going to be on Raw or SmackDown roster full time. So, we got that. Alright, so he wins the title, and then we saw the aftermath. He celebrates with his family. Moose puts the title on him. Rare show of respect because Moose was part of the system and nobody liked the guy. AJ comes out with a hero's welcome. And Leon's like, yeah, AJ Styles! Bam! You know, all that shit. And then we get AJ asking if TNA missed him and, you know, the whole thing. Of course we missed him. Hopefully he has one final match in TNA before he retires. Probably after WrestleMania. Thanks to Walter, you know. Walter is the career killer now. He killed off Goldberg, killed off Cena, he's going to kill off AJ, then SummerSlam next year, he's going to kill off Brock Lesnar. And probably kill off Jericho if he has his way. Because there's rumors that Jericho might come back at the Rumble. I'll believe it when I see it. But I think Jericho's too loyal to Tony Khan to even want to go back to WWE right now. I mean, you never know in the wacky world of wrestling. Alright, so we pretty much get that. Alright, then Ryan Nemeth, still in his turkey suit from Thanksgiving, he picks his team, but also doesn't say, doesn't say who the names are. We got 2 people, and there are 2 boxes left unopened. Alright, so we get that. Alright, then Mustafa Ali wins Match of the Year with Mike Santana from Rebellion. That was like in April, I think. When was the Rebellion? It had to be around April, right near the summertime. Good match. Falls count anywhere. We get to that. And, Mustafa Ali, part of Order 4, with the Puerto Rican princess herself, Tasha Steelz, and Agent Zero. I don't know if he was there at the time, but now he's there. Agent Zero, and the Good Hands, Hotch and Scott. I forget the other guy's name. Yeah, the great hands, not the good hands. I keep saying the good hands, but the great hands. So they're there. So he takes on Mike Santana. Just an amazing match, which saw Mike Santana get the win in under 19.5 minutes with spin the block, as Ali grabbed the bat, smashes Santana in the face with it. Ow! I mean, he went BAM! Shit! But Santana busted wide open, somehow gets up and wins the match. And then later on, Mike Santana should be really Superstar of the Year for TNA. Because he won the title, sadly lost it pretty much right after that to Kaz, Frankie Kazarian. I hope he wins it back at Genesis. But he has to deal with the NXT douchebags. Like Lexus Kane and Charlie Dempsey and people like that. Well, we got that. Yeah, so Santana is Wrestler of the Year for TNA. Well deserved. Dedicates the award to his daughter, which we saw when he won the title at Bound for Glory, and ask if we're ready for 2026. I think we are. And I hope he gets the belt at Genesis. And that's that. Alright, Chris Bay, my boy, Chris Bay, Inspirational Wrestler of the Year. You know, he broke his neck earlier this year, and we didn't think he would be able to walk again, wrestle again, but then we saw him, I think it was at Bound for Glory, or Slammiversary Bound for Glory, walking out on stage, people crying, tears coming out my eyes. I mean, amazing stuff. He's still in TNA, but, you know, he can't wrestle yet, because I think he has a long road to recovery. Probably won't see him for another year or two. Who knows if we see him at all. But he's inspired so many people right now. And, you know, his boy Ace Austin is now in AEW / Ring of Honor, doing some good stuff here and there, but not great stuff, but, you know. But, yeah. I would love to have an ABC reunion, maybe if Chris Bay goes to AEW. Who knows with that, but we move on with that. So he wins Inspirational Wrestler of the Year. The System, Moose Fandango, or JDC, that's Johnny Curtis, who's going to be retiring at Genesis against Eddie Edwards. Who's also in the system with Brian Myers, Alicia Edwards. I think there was one more member I forgot, but we get that. So, Faction of the Year, The System. You know, could have went to Order 4. You know, but... Or, Eric Young's little faction, the Northern Armory, or whatever it was called. But, who cares? Alright, then we get to this 10-man tag team match, 10-person tag team match, I should say. So we had Ryan Nemeth, Mance Warner, who's now married to Stephanie DeLander, lucky bastard. My girl Rosemary, the co-founder of The Prophecy, Jake Something, and Jesse McKay, or Billy Kay. They take on Mara Sade, or Jakar Jackson, Desmond Xavier, Wesley, the fake YouTuber BDE, Grandpa Eric Young, and Cassie Lee, otherwise known as Peyton Royce. So everyone brings a present with them. Desmond and Mance start things off with a spinning head scissors. Actually, Desmond does that, dropping Mance, but leaving Xavier a little bit tipsy. Maybe he had a little bit of weed before the event. I don't know. Alright, then it's off to pretty much the Iconics! Or the Inspiration! Former tag team champions, current tag team champions. So they go at it. They start posing. You're gonna love that. They drop down, try a double pin, which doesn't really work. And then BDE comes in. But Jake Something pulls him out of mid-air. Then it's off to Mara Sade, who works on the arm. Rosemary comes in to put her in the upside down. Sling Blade gives Mara Sade a near fall. Eric Young comes in. Grandpa Eric Young gets taken down with a double super kick. And then BDE with a Canadian Destroyer on Jake something, but Lance Gordon choke slams him through a present. I don't know what that present was. Probably hurt. And then everything breaks down. There's a mess after that. BDE, after getting choke slammed through the present, gets back up. It's a big flippy dippity-doo onto everybody. You know, he almost left it pretty... You know, he came this close to, like, really crashing and burning. We go back in. Mara Charlotte then hits a super kick on my girl Rosemary. God damn it! And gets the pin. 1, 2, 3 in 6.5 minutes. Fuck! Why is Rosemary taking pins lately? I don't know. Pisses me off. I want Rosemary the TNA champion before she retires. The TNA Knockouts champion. She's overdue. I mean, way overdue. Been like 10 years, 11 years now that Rosemary hasn't had the TNA Knockouts title. I know she was 1/3 of the Knockouts tag team champions with Jessica Havoc, who I guess retired. I don't know what she's doing. I haven't seen her in wrestling in a while. And also Taya Valkyrie and Death Dolls. But Taya went to AEW / Ring of Honor with her husband Johnny TV, Johnny Impact, whatever you want to call him, pretty much sucking up the joint with Mason Mansoor MXM collection. And just Rosemary just putting over people. It's not a bad thing, but still. I like to get some wins here and there. But that TNA title, TNA Knockouts title, has eluded Rosemary for so long. It pisses me off. Alright, so we get that. We move on. And then Billie Kay joins the celebration, even though she's on the losing. I think she's on the losing team. And then Tom Phillips thanks the fans for watching the show to wrap up TNA. So the TNA Christmas show, the recap with one match, I gave 6.5 out of 5 stars and 6.5 out of 10 stars, excuse me, and that's pretty much it. All right, guys, I want to take a little bit of a break. I'll be right back. So I know it's a big wait. Alright, we're back. Did you miss me? You know, Gil just went to the bathroom and woo! You should have saw what the Gil was cooking. He was cooking, baby! He was baking! Shut up! Alright, that's that. Alright, now, let's get to Ring of Honor really quick. And then, take a mini break, and then get into the predictions for World's End. And then we're gonna get ready for World's End in a couple hours from now. Alright. But yeah, TNA was a pretty, Christmas show, mind you. So, I don't know what they're doing for the New Year's Day show. Sending a Ring of Honor. But I think they're going to come back with new episodes well, I don't know about TNA's the January 8th show. I think that might be a recap show because it's the week before the AMC premiere. Which I heard the arena that's going to be is pretty much almost sold out. That's pretty damn good for TNA. And I think they're going to have an amazing first episode on AMC. And I think they're going to get maybe close, I don't know, I'm hoping close to a million viewers, but on Thursday night, we got to see. Maybe if they get 600,000, that's big for TNA because they haven't hit that in years. They haven't hit 1 million since the Hogan era. I'm saying that when they went on Monday nights, they got 1 million. I think it was that one Monday night. They didn't come close to beating Raw, but they did like 1 million even with Hogan on the frickin' program. I think that's when Jeff Hardy won the belt, or Jeff Hardy debuted. Well, re-debuted. I think he did because I remember that Asylum match where he just came out of nowhere and he was inside the asylum and climbed up the asylum and escaped. It was weird. I'm like, what the fuck, Jeff Hardy? Alright, we get that. Alright, let's get to Ring of Honor's Boxing Day Brawl. And, pretty good, not great. And this show emanated from the Hammerstein Ballroom, so they did do a couple shows, a couple tapings of the Hammerstein. I don't know what day they did. It had to do with Saturday or early Sunday, so I missed out on that. So from the Hammerstein Ballroom in New York City, and our commentary team, as always, from Ring of Honor TV, Ian Ricker Boring and the Pasta. Caprice Coleman. If I don't do this, he gets mad. So, we have that. Alright, big show. Last night, Pure Rules title on the line. Lee Moriarty defending the belt against Commander, who I thought was the TV champ. I think he still is. I mean, they show pictures of him without the belt, so I don't know how he lost the belt. So, let's see. Who's the current... Oh, Nick Wayne still has a belt. I thought Commander beat him. So, Nick fucking Wayne still has the TV title. I haven't seen him defend it in a while. But I could have sworn Commander won it. I could have sworn that. Let me recheck that. Recheck that. Who is the current Ring of Honor television champion? Okay, it's Nick Wayne. He beat Commander on AEW Collision on April 17th. So he's held that belt for almost 9 months now. Jeez. Well, everybody has that belt for like a year. Except for Red Velvet, who won the women's TV title back from Mercedes Moné at Final Battle. So she's starting her second reign as champ. Everybody else is pretty much the same champ, except for Sammy Guevara, Spanish God Sammy Guevara, and the Beast Mortas in their reign as tag team champions, since Bruce got injured. And Shea Taylor Promotions is on their reign as 6-man tag team champions. But everybody else has held that belt for a very long time. Especially Athena, going into her 4th year as forever champion. And who knows when she's going to lose it. And to probably who. Gianna Perazzo is the women's pure champion, starting her reign. Hasn't defended it yet, as far as I know. But we got that. And a few more matches to come on Ring of Honor TV. And where did my notes go? There you go. Alright, so we start off this episode of Ring of Honor TV from the Hammerstein Ballroom with the opening sequence. Then we have James Drake of the Grizzled Young Veterans, along with Zach Gibson at ringside. He takes on New York's own, from the Bronx, New York, Eddie Kingston. And it was a pretty good match. back and forth they went. Eventually, Eddie Kingston gets the win. Obvious. So we move on with that. We get that. Alright, now my notes are going haywire here. Alright, let's get rid of that. Alright, can I get my notes back, please? So I can finish this shindig and I can get to my Ring of Honor, get to my World's End predictions, and then take a little mini break before the pay-per-view starts at 8. It's after 5 now, so got a couple hours to kill. Let's see what happens here. Maybe I have to go to my backup notes. Alright, let's go to my backup notes. If I can, real quick. So, yeah, my computer decides to take a dump on it. Give me 1 second. Yes, I'm sorry. So we had that. I'm trying to look for now my notes won't load. Let's see here. Did I get them? Can I go back now? Okay. Alright, now I got them back. Sorry about my computer's like, it's shit. I'm sorry. But anyway, like I said, Eddie Kingston wins the match with the explosive suplex, setting up the DDT. He wins in 5.5 minutes. After the match, so I give the match 2.5 out of 5 stars. Excuse me. Then after the match, James Gibson jumps Eddie Kingston, and James Drake adds a low blow to the nutsack. And then Drake's top rope dropkick leaves Eddie laying like in a heap. And then the grizzled young veterans talk a lot of shit. So I don't know what's going to happen there. But we move on. Alright, Santa Claus is in the ring before our next match. But then the premier athletes come out. That's Smart Mark, Mark Sterling, the premier athlete Tony Nese, Ari Daivari, and the newest member, Story Denali. Santa Claus isn't a fan of the team. Oh, who would? Who apparently helped his weight loss. I don't know how that. Anyway, Story Denali gives him a choke slam. That's not nice. That's Santa Claus, damn it. Alright, so we get that. And that's pretty much it. 2.25 out of 5 stars for that. Did my notes just disappear? Pretty much did. Why did my notes disappear? They just disappeared! Alright, so I'll see if I can get them right back. But anyway, yeah, just chicanery. Then the premier athletes take on John Cruz, the ever so popular John Cruz, VSK or Visk, and some other guy. So look at that. I'm just gonna go to my backup notes. So okay, so premier athletes defeat Ashley Vox, who we see in TNA a couple of times, John Cruz and Visk, VSK. We got Jay Lethal Black Machismo. Ooh, yeah, dig it. He proposed that he and Bandito team up to face the Swirl, but that's like, probably another match. The Swirls, speaking of Blake Christian and Lee Johnson, they defeat Alec Price and Jordan Oliver. Jordan from GCW and CCW. Former Wired champion in CCW. Zach Gibson, who pretty much beat up Eddie Kingston earlier tonight, he defeated Bryce Donovan. I know you. We get that. My girl, Mina Shirakawa, took on Rebecca Scott, and Mina won that match. I don't know who Rebecca Scott is, some indie chick. So they get the win. She gets the win there. MXM Collection attacked the Outrunners in Dalton Castle before challenging them to a fight without honor. Uh-oh. That's gonna be barbaric. Or crazy as shit, as Mr. J. Briscoe would say. And then, big boom! AJ and QT Marshall Knott, who, they were on the Full Gear pre-show, I believe. They defeated, Cole Carter, or, Two Dimes from NXT, we know him. Cole Carter and Garrison of Frat Party. So we got that. And then Katsuyori Shibata, 1/3 of the Ops and the Trios Tag Team Champions. He defeated Leo Rush. And in our main event for the Ring of Honor Pure title, Lee Moriarty defeated Commander. That's pretty much it. So we pretty much had that. And it was a pretty like this episode of Ring of Honor. I gave Ring of Honor 6.25 out of 10. And the TNA Christmas Show 6.5 out of 10 stars. And that's pretty much it. So if you saw it, leave me your thoughts and opinions down below. If you didn't, well, go see it. Excuse me, and that's pretty much it. Alright, guys, I'm going to take a little mini break, and I'll be back in about an hour or so over on my Shadow Slayer 2.0 channel with episode 98 of the Shadow Slayer 2.0 series. We're getting close to episode 99, which will be on New Year's Day, and then episode 100 will be our big 100th episode celebration, and we'll also do Wrestle Kingdom 20 predictions. So that's coming up next weekend. So, good stuff coming your way, and that's that. Alright, so we got 2 more videos, or actually 3 more videos coming your way. We got the predictions video for World's End. We got the World's End preview. Then we got Raw review after that. Then we're going to take Tuesday and Wednesday off, and then come back on right after the ball drops with my first video of 2026 over on my Peter Joseph channel. Just wishing everybody a happy new year, good health, and good spirits, and all that other good shit, and everybody else can pretty much suck my dick. And that's that. And then we'll continue on doing what I do best, and my reviews. A few rants might be coming in later in the year, some more concert footage, unbaggings, unboxings, or we'll see what happens with that, and a whole lot more coming your way in 2026. So, thanks for watching this particular video, and like I said, I'll be back on my Shadow Slayer channel. So, a 2 for Saturday coming your way a little bit later. And then, so enjoy World's End later tonight, and I'll do the review tomorrow during football. So I want to do it during football because I want to have a lot of time to devote to the Niners game tomorrow night at 8:15 on NBC, Sunday Night Football. Going to be a great game with the Niners and the Bears in Levi Stadium in Santa Clara. See if the Niners can win that game, and hope Seattle and the Rams lose. So then week 18 in the NFL league, when they play for pay, that becomes really big. The Niners face the Seahawks with the #1 seed on the line. I'll see what happens with that. But Rams got an easy schedule with the Falcons and the Arizona Cardinals. Seahawks got Carolina, then the Niners, so not easy there for them. And then the Bears got the Niners, and I think they got the Packers at the end of the year. So, and the Eagles, I mean, they can still win the #1 seed if pretty much everybody loses out. So, we'll see what happens. So the NFC playoffs look pretty damn good. AFC playoffs look like shit. I mean, it's like a dogfight between the Broncos and the Patriots and possibly the Bills for that number 1 seed and home field in the AFC playoffs. And the NFC playoffs are almost a toss-up right now. So, good football coming your way for the next couple weeks before the end of the season. On January the 4th, and the playoffs start January the 10th and 11th with a wild card round. See if the Niners play that weekend. I hope not. Not on the 10th. I hope not. Unless it's early, then it's like a 1 o'clock game. If it's a 4 o'clock game, I'm gonna, oh shit. I'm like, crap, I have to watch it on the way to my concert, so. We'll have to see what happens with that. But I'm hoping if the Niners make the wild card round, I hope it's on a Sunday, so then I don't have to worry too much. So, I get to watch it in the daytime, or if they flex it to the Sunday Night Football. We'll see what happens with that. But we're on the road to Super Bowl 60 in Santa Clara. Hopefully that'll be a Niners home game, depending on how far they go. But we'll see what happens with all of that. As far as you Giant and Jet fans, well, you're just playing for pride and pretty much the top 5 picks. If you're a Giant fan, you got to face the Raiders tomorrow at 4:15 on Fox. And that's pretty much for the number 1 pick in the draft. Giants win. The Raiders get the number 1 pick. And the Giants lose. Pretty much they'll get the number 1 pick and probably be a quarterback that they'll never use. So it's a wasted pick. And who knows and who cares what they do next year, because, Russell Wilson's probably not going to be on the team next year. I don't know about Jameis Winston, what his contract status is. Dart or Dax, I don't know if he's coming back and if he's going to be the starter next year. I mean, we'll see. Giants look like they're rebuilding, and it's sad. They don't have a coach right now. Who knows what coach will actually want to coach the fucking Giants. I heard somebody from college football might be the new Giant coach next year, and I thought it's going to work and do any good. Jets, I thought the Jets were going to have a promising season. They're 3-12 right now. If they could get out of it at 5-12, it'd be fine. But they're going to get at least a top 5, top 10 pick. Who they get? I don't know. I would get a quarterback because they have no quarterback at all. Justin Fields is not doing good on the Jets. So he's injured or just not doing good at all. And they don't have no backup. They have no backup. They don't have enough a third-string emergency quarterback. And both of them suck. So not a great year for New York football. And that's that. Then we got baseball coming back soon. The Mets and the Yankees. Mets only making a couple good moves. Devin Williams, Jorge Polanco. They traded Edwin Diaz, Pete Alonso, Jeff McNeil, and Brandon Nimmo. There is talk they're making a big, huge splash coming up probably over the next couple of days or maybe after the new year. They're talking to Framer Valdez from the Houston Astros. Who knows if they get Bellinger, they get the other Japanese player, Okamoto. They gotta get some type of pitching because they have no rotation right now. They need at least another big bat, like Okamoto. They need a first baseman because if Vientos at first, I do not like it at all. So if you get Bellinger, he can play. He could be center fielder. Then you can put Polanco at first base. I think you put somebody at first, not Vientos though. But Vientos is not great at first. Not a great defensive first baseman, and he has some pop, but still, he strikes out a lot. And I think Acuna's gonna play second base. Lindor's coming back as always. Beatty's gonna play third unless somebody else takes his place. And then left field. Don't know. Center field right now is Tyrone Taylor, unless they get Bellinger. Right field is Soto. Catcher is Alvarez coming back from, on and off injuries. And then the pitching rotation looks like shit. And then the closer is Luke Weaver and Devin Williams. So you got a Yankees-type bullpen. So I would say Luke Weaver sets up Devin Williams, or Devin Williams sets up Luke Weaver. So, got a pretty good setup man and a semi-good reliever, not Edwin Diaz like, because Devin Williams, his prime is gone, and his time with fucking Brewers was good until he met Pete Alonso. But this past year, he stunk on the Yankees, and I think all you Yankee fans are kind of glad he's gone. I'm happy we got him, but if he plays like he did this season, fuck this guy, get him out. And Luke Weaver had a good season until like near the end of the playoffs. He stunk. So hopefully Luke Weaver can get back to his winning ways. Clay Holmes in his second year. See what he does. He had a pretty good year, bad second half, like everybody else on that team. Peterson, I think Peterson will be in the rotation along with Nolan McLean. Had a great rookie year. I don't know about Jonah Tong. I don't know. Senga, I wish they would ship him out, but I guess he's gonna stay and maybe be the ace. He wants to be the ace. I mean, no. You stay at number 3 or number 5, and you just do what you gotta do and not get injured again. If so, ship him out. He's damaged goods. So we'll see what happens with the rotation. The middle relief, I think that needs work. And I think the Mets need another bat. A big bat, like Bellinger would be great. But if we get Framer Valdez for the rotation, I think that's great too. Because you can have McLean, Tong, Sprout, and Valdez, and you have Senga, you can put Peterson in there. I mean, where you have Clay Holmes, Valdez, McLean, Sprout or Tong, and then Senga. I think that's pretty damn good. Not great, but still. The offense with Soto and Lindor, without Pete Alonso, that kind of hurts, but I think the Mets couldn't have a productive year, not a great year, but I think 2026 is not going to be a productive year for the Mets, so I'm looking forward to the season, but if they're like out of it by the All-Star break, like July, I'm not watching this team anymore. I'm not gonna watch I'm not gonna watch much of the rest of the season. I just hope the Yankees stink too. That's it. All right, I'm out of here, guys. Thanks for watching. Once again, 6.25 out of 10 stars for Ring of Honor's Boxing Day Brawl, and 6.5 out of 10 for the Ring of Honor. For the TNA Christmas special, and that's pretty much it. So we'll see what happens with TNA Ring of Honor for New Year's Day and going into 2026. And that's that. We're going to end the pay-per-view schedule tonight, and in about 2.5 hours from now, World's End is going to be on your pay-per-view screens and TV, whatever, blah, 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 blah. So, gonna get ready for that predictions video coming up in a little bit. But right now, thanks for watching, and until next time, peace.